Ever wondered why we dress up on Halloween? What's the story behind this tradition? Indeed, the enigma of Halloween costumes is a tale steeped in centuries of history, customs and beliefs. From the eerie masks of ancient Celtic festivals to the extravagant masquerades of the Victorian era, the tradition of dressing up has evolved, carrying with it a myriad of stories and interpretations. But there's more to it than just donning a spooky or quirky attire. Each costume, each mask, holds a significance, a narrative that weaves itself into the vast tapestry of Halloween's rich history. In today's journey, we will not only delve into the crypt of history to unearth the origin of Halloween costumes, but we'll also traverse the landscape of contemporary celebrations, exploring the top 10 Halloween costumes that have captured our imagination. So brace yourselves, my friends, as we embark on this intriguing journey. Let's dive into the crypt of history to unearth the origin of this fascinating tradition. Our journey begins over 2,000 years ago with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. In the heart of what we now know as Ireland, Scotland and the United Kingdom, the Celts celebrated their new year on November 1st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and signified the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time often associated with human death. The Celts believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain, when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. During the festivities, the Celts would gather around enormous sacred bonfires, where they would burn crops and animals as sacrifices to their deities. But what's more intriguing is how they dressed for this occasion. They didn't don glamorous gowns or intricate attire. No, they wore costumes made of animal skins and heads. Why, you might wonder? Well, it was believed that these costumes would ward off any evil spirits that ventured too close. Cloaked in the skins of animals, the Celts hoped to confuse these spirits, leading them to believe that they were fellow ghosts rather than humans ripe for haunting. The animal skins served as a disguise, a protection against the supernatural forces that roamed freely on this night of blurred boundaries. Now imagine a group of ancient Celts gathered around a roaring fire, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames. They're not dressed in their everyday tunics, but cloaked in the skins of wolves, bears and deer. They're not merely farmers or warriors for this night. They've become the very creatures they've slain, a symbolic transformation meant to deceive the supernatural. And so began the tradition of dressing up for Halloween, a tradition rooted in the fear and reverence of the supernatural. But this was just the start of a journey that would see this tradition evolve and reshape itself in fascinating ways. This was just the beginning. The tradition evolved and took different shapes as it traveled through time and space. As we move into the Middle Ages, the tradition takes a religious turn. While the ancient Celts might have started the tradition of dressing up on Samhain, it was in the Middle Ages that the rituals started taking on a more religious flavour. The Church, in an attempt to Christianize the pagan festivities, declared November 1st as All Saints' Day, a day to honour all the saints and martyrs. All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day, incorporated many Samhain traditions. The night before, known as All Hallows' Eve, the precursor to our modern Halloween, was marked with a vigil and prayers for the dead. But it wasn't all solemnity and reverence. The medieval folk knew how to add some levity to their remembrances. People began to dress up as saints and angels, emulating the holy and the divine. This was a marked shift from the Samhain tradition of warding off evil spirits. Now the focus was on celebrating the good, the pure, the saintly. Oh, but don't be mistaken, it wasn't all haloed heads and winged beings. There was a fair share of devilish mischief too. Some folks, perhaps with a more irreverent streak, chose to dress up as demons and other mischief makers, adding a bit of spice to the holy proceedings. This tradition of dressing up continued through the Middle Ages. And even as the centuries rolled by, the essence remained. It became a time when people could step out of their everyday roles and adopt a new persona, even if just for a night. The costumes might have changed, the reasons might have evolved, but the spirit of transformation, of becoming someone or something else, that spirit has persisted. The tradition kept morphing, And in the 19th century, it took a completely different turn. But that, dear listeners, is a tale for another scene. For now, let's revel in the knowledge that our tradition of dressing up on Halloween has roots that go deep through centuries, cultures, and even religions. It's a testament to our enduring love for a good story, a good disguise, and a good party. Welcome to the Victorian era, a time of elaborate masquerade balls. This was a period when grandeur and sophistication ruled, where the allure of mystery and the thrill of anonymity went hand in hand, adding an extra layer of excitement to any social gathering. Masquerade balls, with their ornate masks, exquisite costumes and lavish settings, were the epitome of this era's high society. During the Victorian era, Halloween costumes underwent a fascinating transformation. Rather than the ghoulish apparitions and religious figures of yore, costumes began to reflect the elegance and opulence of these masquerade balls. The Victorian Halloween was less about the supernatural and more about societal display and amusement. Imagine, if you will, the grand ballrooms filled with people dressed in extravagant gowns and suits, their faces hidden behind intricately designed masks. These were not your average costumes. They were works of art, masterpieces of silk, velvet and lace adorned with feathers, jewels and gold. It was an opportunity for people to express their creativity, their sense of style and sometimes their hidden desires. The influence of these masquerade balls on Halloween costumes was profound. People began to dress up as characters from popular literature, historical figures or exotic cultures. The costumes were elaborate, detailed, and most importantly, they were fun. The scarier aspects of Halloween took a back seat to the enjoyment of dressing up and the thrill of revealing one's identity at the end of the night. But it wasn't all about frivolity. The masquerade balls and the costumes worn therein also served a deeper purpose. They offered a temporary escape from the rigid social norms of the era. For one night, behind the safety of a mask, individuals could break free from societal expectations and express themselves in ways they couldn't in their everyday lives. So as you can see, the Victorian era brought about a significant shift in the tradition of Halloween costumes. From scary to sophisticated, from religious to revelrous, the influence of the era's masquerade balls is still felt in today's Halloween celebrations. As we cross the Atlantic, we'll observe another significant shift in the tradition. In the land of opportunities, Halloween found a new identity. As the holiday crossed the Atlantic and landed on American shores, the old-world fears and superstitions began to shed like autumn leaves. What was once a solemn occasion to ward off evil spirits in the dark of the night, Halloween in America soon transformed into a vibrant celebration of creativity, community, and, most importantly, fun. The American cultural melting pot stirred together various traditions, giving Halloween a distinct flavor and a new lease on life. In the late 19th century, Halloween in America was more about community gatherings and neighborly get-togethers. Costumes, while still a part of the celebration, were largely homemade and simplistic. Think paper masks and bedsheet ghosts. But as the 20th century rolled around, Halloween began to change. The advent of mass media and pop culture had a profound impact on the holiday. With the rise of Hollywood and comic books, costumes began to reflect popular characters and icons. The bedsheet ghosts were replaced by superheroes, princesses, and movie stars. The commercialization of Halloween also played a significant role in shaping the tradition. Ready-made costumes became widely available, making it easier for everyone to join in the fun. And let's not forget the pivotal role of candy companies. Their marketing efforts helped transform Halloween into the sweet-filled extravaganza that we know and love today. But it wasn't just about the costumes or the candy. Halloween in America became a canvas for self-expression. It was a chance to step into the shoes of a different character, to explore and play with identity in a fun, safe environment. This shift in perspective, from fear to fun, from warding off evil to welcoming creativity, is what truly defines Halloween in America. So as we put on our costumes, let's remember that we're not just dressing up. We're participating in a tradition that's been evolving for centuries, a tradition that celebrates community, creativity, and above all, the joy of transformation. Now that we've seen how the tradition evolved, let's look at the top 10 Halloween costumes. Let's start our countdown with the bottom 5 Halloween costumes that still manage to make a spooky statement. We kick off with number 10 on our list, the traditional ghost. Simple but effective, these costumes range from the classic bedsheet guise to more elaborate spectral makeup, capturing the essence of Halloween in its purest form. Moving on to number 9, we have the extraterrestrial alien. These costumes transport us beyond the confines of our Earth, bringing an intriguing touch of science fiction to the Halloween scene. At number 8, we find the cowboys and cowgirls. Dressed in hats, boots, and even toy guns, these costumes inject a shot of the Wild West into the Halloween festivities. Sailing the 7th spot, we have the adventurous pirates. With their eye patches, swords, and the promise of high seas adventure, pirate costumes bring a dash of daring to the party. And finally, ending the bottom half of our countdown at number 6, we have the terrifying zombies. Offering a gruesome twist to the Halloween theme, these costumes bring the horror movie vibe right into our homes and parties. That wraps up the first half of our countdown. From ghosts to zombies, these costumes bring a variety of themes to Halloween, from the supernatural to the historical. Be sure to stick around for the top 5 costumes in our countdown. Let's plunge again into our parade with a surprising twist, into a journey of exploring the pleasant, the vile, and the informative elements of each costume. Starting off with our 5th place, we bring into spotlight the clowns. These costumes oscillate between the merry circus jesters to the eerie pranksters of horror cinema. They epitomize the paradox of humor and terror, capturing the essence of Halloween. In the 4th place, we have vampires. These nocturnal creatures are an emblem of perpetual life and appetite. They can be suave and refined, akin to Count Dracula, or bestial and petrifying like Nosferatu. Disney characters are making a grand entrance at number 3. These costumes offer us the chance to personify our beloved childhood heroes and villains, from the gallant and noble Simba to the malevolent and cunning Ursula. They echo the endless conflict between goodness and wickedness. Superheroes have second spot. These costumes grant us an opportunity to tap into our inner fortitude and bravery, personifying characters who utilize their powers for benevolent purposes. However, bear in mind, every hero has an adversary, so these costumes can also depict the darker aspect of power. And top spot, we have witches. These costumes can represent the sagacious and kind-hearted healers of the past, or the nefarious enchantresses of fairy tales. They symbolize the dual aspects of magic and the strength of women. An honorable mention goes to animal costumes. These costumes empower us, to embrace our wild instincts, from the intimidating and powerful lion to the crafty and elusive fox. They resonate with our affinity towards nature and our primal instincts. And there you have it, a comprehensive look into the top 5 Halloween costumes. Each one narrates a tale of reminding us of the intricate nature of the characters we opt. Costumes aren't just about fun, they're a reflection of our culture, fears, and fascinations. Just think about it. The evolution of Halloween costumes is a fascinating journey through time, reflecting the societal shifts and trends that shape our world. They serve as a cultural barometer, often mirroring what's happening in society at large. The costumes we choose can reveal a lot about our collective psyche. They can symbolize our deepest fears, our wildest dreams, and our most profound fascinations. For instance, during times of economic uncertainty, we may see a rise in costumes depicting wealthy or successful individuals, an expression of aspiration and hope. In contrast, during periods of societal unrest, you may notice an influx of superhero costumes, a reflection of our innate desire for justice and order. Moreover, Halloween costumes often reflect pop culture trends. The popularity of movie characters, famous personalities, or even viral internet memes often translates into the hottest costumes of the year. From the enchanting wizards of Harry Potter to the powerful women of Marvel, these choices reflect our shared cultural experiences and interests. But it goes even deeper than that. Halloween costumes also allow us to explore identities and roles that we may not typically inhabit. They give us a chance to step into someone else's shoes, if only for a night. This year, Maybe you'll be a fierce pirate sailing the high seas, or a glamorous movie star walking the red carpet. The possibilities are endless, and that's the beauty of it all. We're also seeing a growing trend towards more creative and unique costumes as people strive to express their individuality and creativity. This shift is a testament to our evolving societal values as we increasingly celebrate diversity and self-expression. And let's not forget, Halloween costumes are also about embracing the spirit of playfulness and imagination. They give us a chance to let loose, to be silly, to have fun. After all, who doesn't love a good laugh or a bit of a scare? So next time you choose your Halloween costume, remember you're part of a centuries-old tradition of transformation and celebration.